Waiver wire, waiver wire, waiver wire. The waiver wire was getting tight, man. I'm not going to lie. There's not a lot going on in our 12-team waiver wire. It's not even really in the 8-team waiver wire either. Seems like at this point we've figured out who's good and who's bad. We've picked up on who's good and who's bad, and we've kind of weeded out the waiver wire. You've got Teddy Bridgewater out there for sure. I guarantee he's out there. There's no way anybody had him on a team. He's going to get the start this week. Who are they playing? They're playing the Jets. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough for me. I definitely wouldn't start him if I was happy with my quarterback. I wouldn't grab him just because Tua did really well. I don't think that's necessarily the answer. But Teddy Bridgewater is definitely an option out there. I know that Jameis was out there, Jameis Winston, but and he's going to come back. But I don't like Jameis Winston, and I don't care for other guys like Daniel Jones or Matt Ryan right now. I would stick with what I got, even if your guy's struggling. Let's say you have Stafford. I think the Rams are going to turn this around. I think they're going to be all right. I know that they had a rough Monday night. I saw it. But I would still trust with what I got and maybe let Stafford go for a little bit more. But Bridgewater, there's a good possibility that he has a good game. They've got a powerful offense. I'm hoping that he goes to Jalen Waddle a whole bunch, although I have Tyreek Hill in the other league too, so I don't know what I hope for. But yeah. Teddy Bridgewater is definitely an option at quarterback. Corey Davis is out there still. Rondale Moore, I dropped him. He did okay in his first game back, but I'm still glad that I dropped him. But you might go grab him because we've still got another 2 weeks before DeAndre Hopkins gets back. Nelson Aguilar is out there. Donovan Peoples-Jones is out there. I would only do that if you're in an injury situation and you just feel like you gotta throw something else on your bench and just kind of stash it and see what happens. I wouldn't feel good about starting any four of those guys, Corey Davis, Rondale Moore, Nelson Aguilar, or Donovan Peoples-Jones. I wouldn't feel great about starting them, but it's maybe a stash place for your bench. Again, like I said, we're getting tight over here. We're getting tight. There ain't a lot left, including running backs, man. Nothing really left on running backs. I put two guys that are going to take over for some injured reserve people. We had Javonte Williams tear his ACL and LCL and go on the injured reserve. So Mr. I don't know his first name, I'm sorry, but M. Boone will definitely be a backup to Melvin Gordon. Now, Melvin Gordon fumbled. He's had a lot of fumbles this year. They're not really in love with him. They took him out of the game after he fumbled for quite some time until they had to put him back whenever Javonte Williams went out. But Boone is definitely going to get some carries, and he's definitely somebody to look at, especially if Melvin Gordon continues to struggle. He's a stash, though, at this point. And also, C. Huntley on the Atlanta Falcons. Cordell Patterson is also hurt and on the IR, although that seems to be just for 4 weeks. But Huntley is somebody that is going to definitely get some carries. I would actually be more excited about that than I would the Boone. But I would go after Huntley because I think that he is going to get carries in this offense. Algier is probably going to be the new starter after Cordell Patterson, but still not a bad idea to pick up his backup of Huntley. And then Dawson Knox is out there for tight ends. If you're looking for a nice tight end, I think that he hasn't had a great couple first weeks. However, I think that could change as the weeks go on here. I think that Buffalo, their offense is going to light it up in the next couple of weeks, getting to go back home, getting a little bit easier of a schedule after this. So, yeah. Dawson Knox, I would do it again. Actually, Darren Waller is struggling, so it's not a bad idea for me to go out there and maybe snag him up and keep him on the bench and see what happens. But I appreciate Dawson Knox, and I am a big fan. And I have talked about all the waiver wires that I think that there are.